What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are having a lovely day. I don't know if y'all are gonna see this before or after book and breakfast. I gotta figure that out. So welcome back. Y'all already know I love a haul. And we had to do one today. I racked up during the Book Outlet $5.99 sale, and well, I have some splaining to do. So if you guys are interested in checking out all of the books that I got some really awesome titles, then just stay tuned. Y'all know I love me a good haul. Y'all know I love picking up books as well. Most of these books that I have here are books that I have been wanting to start for a hot ass minute and just have not gotten to it. You know, like I just haven't been able to get to them. But also I love that when I go on Book Outlet, a lot of the times they have multiple books within a series. And so I just go ahead and pick up what they have during the $5.99 sale because I'm one of those people that will finish the book and then be right there at the bookstore trying to get the next one. So I went ahead and picked all of these up. I got quite a few paperbacks and a lot of hardcovers too, all for $5.99. So y'all already know. 'Tis a steal. The first one that I got, I already read. I couldn't wait to get into this. I was ready to go ahead and get into my S.A. Cosby era. My friends have been like putting me on to S.A. Cosby for a minute. My mama was reading S.A. Cosby. I was like, I gotta get into it before everything gets spoiled for me. So of course I had to pick up Razorblade Tears, A Black Father, A White Father, Two Dead Sons, A Quest for Revenge, and Redemption. This kind of falls into like the mystery thriller side of things, more so mystery than thriller. I love S.A. Cosby's writing. Like, he is something else. Like, he pulls no punches when it comes to the way that he writes. But I also adore this story. This follows Ike Randolph and Buddy Lee. Ike and Buddy are not friends. They don't really know each other, but the one thing they had in common was their sons. Their sons were married and they had a daughter together, and one night they got a phone call that their sons had both been brutally murdered. Buddy is a bit of a wild card, right? And he ends up roping Ike into helping him figure out who murdered their sons. And it is something else. It's mysterious. It's heavy. It is very heavy. This covers some very deep, heavy topics, including homophobia, including racism. But the thing I love the most about this book was that Ike and Buddy Lee checked the hell out of each other. Like, they did not give each other any kind of quarter. They checked each other on their racism. They checked each other on their biases. They checked each other on their homophobia. Like, the call-outs were real and constant. They didn't let each other get away with shit. And by the time you get to the end of the book, like, you end up adoring both characters for who they are. This was such a good read. Like I said, it was super duper heavy. So if you do plan on picking this up, do know it's a tough ride. But this was a phenomenal read. And I also, as a Virginia native, Chesterfield County, it made me really, really happy to see my state, but also the areas that I grew up in accurately represented. He's from VA, and you can tell. All right. And then I have also really been enjoying like the cozy ice cream shop type mysteries. I've had my eye on this series for a while. And they had a few books in the series. They didn't have all of them, but they had a few of them. So I went ahead and picked them up. First book is Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manansala. And I just always thought these were super cute. Not only do I love like any type of ice cream shop, restaurant, mystery, but I love the fact that they always have like an iconic pet there. We have a little dachshund here. So I know that he's going to be important in that story. If you have dachshunds, you know they're very protective, very loyal dogs. So that right there sold me. Let's see. This is the first book in a new culinary cozy series full of sharp humor and delectable dishes, one of which might just be the killer. When Lila moves back home to recover from a horrible breakup, her life seems to be following all the typical rom-com tropes. She's tasked with saving her Tita Rosie's failing restaurant, and she has to deal with a group of matchmaking aunties who shower her with love and judgment. But when a notoriously nasty food critic, who happens to be her ex-boyfriend, drops dead moments after a confrontation with Lila, her life quickly swerves from a Nora Ephron romp to an Agatha Christie case. With the cops treating her like she's the one and only suspect, and the shady landlord looking to finally kick the family out and resell the storefront, Lila's left with no choice but to conduct her own investigation. Armed with the nosy auntie network, her barista best bud, and her trusted dachshund, Lila takes on this nasty, twisted case and soon finds her own neck on the chopping block. I'm gonna have to learn how to say all the names in this book. Might have to pull up the audiobook, but I'm excited to get into this one. So I have book 1. I also have what I believe is book 2. That is Blackmail and Bibinka. And I think this one is book 4. I'm going to have to go and see if I can find book 3. This is Murder and Mammon. And I mean, I can't. I can't with the doxies. I can't. So I'm really excited to get into the series. I love a good, cozy mystery. I have been loving reading through Abby Colette's catalog. And I have been loving, I can't remember the author's name right now. That's terrible. But she wrote 2-part Sugar, 1-part Murder. I've been loving that series as well. So I figured this would be a really good one to get into. And they're super cute. So that is the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery series. Cannot wait to start these. And anytime I'm on there, like, I use that as my opportunity to get a lot of like paperback romances that I'm really like into or curious about. I have most of the books in this series, so I went ahead and picked this up too, but I think there's another one coming out soon. I saw it up on NetGalley to request. This is At First Bite by Olivia Dade. This is one of her Harlot's Bay novels. And this just looked really cute. I did apply for an arc of this and I got denied, so I thought this would be a good one to try out. It's giving very much like enemies / nuisances to lovers. And of course, we have a plus size FMC. So I'm really excited to get into this and see how this goes. And then I also have Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I have the first book in the series. I haven't gotten to it yet. But I do plan on reading these soon. I had to get it because when I saw that it was set within the orchestra, yeah, I am a violinist. And so much of my life has revolved around the orchestra. People don't really know that like us orchestra kids, us orchestra nerds grew up to be some of the coolest fucking adults. And we also be fucking. So I'm really excited to get into this. I believe the FMC is a violinist and our MMC is a cellist. I've heard amazing things about this book and some people have said that they really did not like it. So we shall see how I feel about it. When I saw that this author came out with another book that was also in the category that I first found her in, I was like, yes. Miss Alyssa Cole gave us another thriller. This is One of Us Knows. And I'm so excited to get into this. Her first book in the thriller genre, When No One Is Watching, is one of my favorite books of all time. I adore that book. Years after a breakdown and a diagnosis of dissociative identity disorder derailed her historical preservationist career, caught in a web of secrets and in a race against time, Ken and her alters must band together to prove their innocence and discover the truth of Kavanaugh Island and their own past, or they risk losing not only their future, but their life. This sounds so good. I love me a good thriller. I don't read enough of them. So I said, let me go ahead and get this because Alyssa Cole never steers me wrong. So I am really trying to make sure that I round out more of the genres that I read this year. I'm sorry if you guys can hear a bunch of beeping. Apparently they're doing something up the street. Every time I sit down to film, it's always something. So I've been picking up more sci-fi, as well as fantasy to get into. The first one is Out of Body by Mia Davenport. This is also the author of The Blood Trials. I adored that duet. And so I'm excited to get into this. I think I'm actually going to read this pretty soon. I think I'm going to read this month. Let's see. 17-year-old Megan Allen has been jumping from friend group to friend group in her high school, trying on identities like outfits. Nothing ever seems to fit until she meets Elsie, the adventurous, charismatic girl who appears at her favorite coffee shop one day like magic. Finally, Megan feels like she's becoming the person she's meant to be, someone like Elsie. On the night of their friendiversary, what was supposed to be a bonding experience ends in a waking nightmare. Suddenly, Megan is no longer herself. Too late, she realizes that Elsie has secrets, dangerous ones. Betrayed by her best friend, thrust into another girl's life, and targeted by Elsie's enemies, she must claim what makes Megan Megan to get her life back. Or die trying. I've heard really great things about this. It looks like it'll be like a super short read. So I'm actually going to set this aside because I plan on starting this soon. Right now, me and my friends are buddy reading Oathbound. Y'all, the prologue has me in a reading slump. So I'm hoping that we can get through that so that I can go ahead and pick this out. I also have Forged by Blood by April Okosun. I'm not sure if I said this person's name right. I apologize if I butchered it. I have seen this everywhere. This is book 1 of the Tainted Blood duology. The cover is absolutely stunning. I have so many books that have like similar premises, and I'm really excited to see what journey that this one takes me on, and that is Forged by Blood. Also went ahead and got the sequel to Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton Walker. This is Blood Justice. So I tried to start Blood Debts last year, and I was in a really, really bad reading slump around the time that I picked it up. So I'm going to read through that and then go ahead and get right into this one. I've heard so many great things about both. This one is, if I remember right, it is Black Witches. I'm not going to read through anything just because I don't want to spoil what happens in book 1. But I'm excited to get into this. And I'm pretty sure that this has like roots in New Orleans, stuff like that. So yeah. Then we have Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. I had this on Libby and I was never able to get into it enough to finish it. So I said, let me just go ahead and get it while I have it here. $5.99 for a hardcover, like you can't beat it. I've heard really, really great things about this and I can't wait to get into it. So this might be one that I do a reading vlog on because I do want to do more reading vlogs with not just, my romance books, but also some of my fantasy books as well. You guys let me know if you've read this and how you felt about it. It seemed like a really, really great story, so I'm excited to check this out as well. A few more hardcovers. Of course, all of them are like fantasy leaning or, hey, or other genres. The first one is The Eternal Ones by Namina Forna. This is the last book in the Gilded Ones series. Really excited to get into this. I have been trying to finish this series forever, and I was like, let me go ahead and get book 3 because as soon as I finish book 2, I'm gonna go right into this one. Also, the covers are just gorgeous. This is a really great fantasy series if you're looking for something that is still going to give you all of like those deep fantasy feels, but this is YA. So do know that it is YA, but this does have really dark elements and themes. So if you're getting this for like a teenager, one of your kids, just do be aware it gets bloody. Then we have one of the newer books from Farida Abike Iyamidi. And this is Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I hate that this has the Target sticker on it, but I'll see if I can get that off. This is the author of Ace of Spades. And when I saw this, I was like, this sounds really, really good. So I figured I would go ahead and pick it up. A couple of my friends have said that they had a really good time with this one. And it's giving very much like thriller, creepy vibes. I need a little bit of that in my life. So we will see how this one goes. So got the sequel to the Foxglove King. This is the Hemlock Queen. And if I remember correctly, this is fantasy that focuses on an FMC that is also a necromancer. So I went ahead and picked this up because, again, I'm that person who will read book 1 and jump right into book 2. A lot of like my reading plans for like the end of the year kind of got stifled. I had so many plans from like October to December, but then the Black Readers Appreciation event happened and I dropped everything and I was knee deep in those books. So I got to go back and work on some of those like fantasy and like creepier books that I had planned on reading around that time because, y'all, I stuffed my Kindle and stuffed it some more. And then I was just knee deep. All my plans changed. Y'all know I love me some Katie Robert. I have been working on this series. So I believe that these were previously published under the Marriage Contract series. But now this is just the O'Malley Brothers series. So I read the first book. I'm working on the second one. I have Lovely Corruption. And this one follows Charlotte and Aiden. And then I also have Beautiful Vengeance. And this one follows Sloane and Jude. I'm excited to get into both of these. This is like such an underrated Mafia series. No one really talks about Katie Roberts' Mafia books, but they're really, really good. Very easy to get into and easy to work through. I enjoyed book 1. Like, the thing about Katie Robert is like she goes in with a bang. She's not going to sit there and edge you. She's going to give you exactly what you're looking for. This gave me all of the darkness. It gave me a little bit of fear too, because I was like, oh, some of these dudes are like really bad. But then it also gave me like those swoony forbidden love feels with our rival mafia family partners. So this is really good. If you have not checked this series out, you need to. Then I have Sex, Lies, and Sensibility from Nikki Payne. I read the first book, Pride and Protest, in January, and I absolutely adored it. I gave it to my mom. I was like, you need to read this. Of course, this one is a modern retelling of Sense and Sensibility. I'm excited to get into this. Now, I'll be honest, like, I was never a Pride and Prejudice girly. So I'm not really reading them for those aspects. I'm not reading them because I'm obsessed with the original stories. I just heard that they were really good. Book 1 was phenomenal, so I had to get book 2. And I'm really excited to work through this. I really enjoy Nikki Payne's writing. She gives us super diverse characters as well. They're funny, they're layered, and they're hot as hell. Like they be fucking. So I'm really excited to start this one. I was good. I almost got the full series of this, but then I said, let me wait, because I've heard like mixed things about this series. This is the Filthy Rich Vampire series by Geneva Lee. I have book 1. And then I also have Filthy Rich Vampire Second Right, which is book 2. The Booksterhood, I think, read this for book club at the beginning of last year, and they said that they felt like it was just okay, but then some people really are really down bad for this series, so I wanted to give it a try and see how I like it. I mean, a book focused on a family of wealthy vampires, hell yeah. Ugh. And then last but not least, so I picked these up because I've wanted to start this series for a while. I wanted to support a trans author, and I was going to read these and add these to my readathon for the trans rights readathon. But yeah, authors be showing their asses, and this one did too. But I figured I would go ahead and talk about it because I want y'all to know why I'm not reading an author. I feel like we should be past the point of beating around the bush about why we're not picking up certain books from certain authors. Call the shit out. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. At the end of the day, I am a black ass woman. I'm not going to read books by people who don't fuck with me. And Sophie Lark is one of those people. Sophie Lark has had a lot of chances to correct her behavior. Her most recent release had some very not even problematic, some very gross rhetoric involving Palestine, and for her to say that, oh, well, it was a different time, when literally she wrote that book in 2024, is just bullshit. People have caught some racist rhetoric in her books as well. I was going to start this series, but now I won't be. I don't even want to open it and read it on my own time. So I hate that I wasted my money, but at the end of the day, it was like $15. I'll get over it. But yeah, Sophie Lark is going on my list of authors that I will not be reading. Don't ask me to review her books. I will not be. I don't have time for it. Chantal Tessier as well. I know I have a review on one of her books. She is now on that do not read list either, because baby, we can see your reposts and your likes on social media. Yeah, we can see those. All right, guys, that is it for this haul. I'm sad that some of the books are not going to end up working out for me, but that's okay. We move on, because there are so many amazing authors out here doing so many amazing things. And there's no reason why you should be reading any author that expresses isms, phobias, whatever, in 2025. Like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. So yeah, I'm excited to get into so many of these books. A lot of these are going to be featured in reading vlogs and things like that. So you guys let me know, are there any specific books in here that you would like me to review? Because I will be working on trying to do more book reviews in 2025. I'm so happy to be back on this channel and to be like at it, and just to be giving you guys a little bit of light I have when I'm not feeling like absolute garbage. I have not been well. I haven't been doing well. But I didn't want to give up my communities again. I just didn't want to do that. So I will be here, and I will be creating, and I will be trying my hardest to get you guys content whenever I am able-bodied enough to do so. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning into this video. I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long, but we're going to try to bring it back here and do some good stuff over here on this channel. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.